Okay, so Bill Maher recently had a high profile dinner with Donald Trump, and he had some very interesting things to say. He basically said that the person that he expected to meet wasn't the person that he met, and that Trump was much more personable and likable in person than on TV. He realized that he wasn't the same person that he saw on TV, and this shocked him. I wasn't shocked, and I would like to explain why, because I don't think most people get this. But first, let me clarify something. This video is not meant to be political. It's more psychological than anything else. And I feel I should say that because anytime you talk about Trump, it upsets a lot of people. So let me just make that clear. Now, back to the question. Why was I not shocked? Well, keep in mind, Donald Trump is close friends with Vince McMahon, the former CEO of the WWE. And anyone who is familiar with the WWE knows that there's Vince McMahon, the person, and Mr. McMahon, the character. Mr. McMahon is kind of outrageous and says a lot of cringy things, and he walks out swinging his arms like this. Mr. McMahon is a caricature of Vince McMahon. He's an exaggerated version of himself that he plays on TV. He does this because it's entertaining and it gets people's attention. Donald Trump is doing something very similar to this, and I don't think a lot of people get it. This type of thing, what he's doing is actually much more common than people realize. A police officer, for example, is going to act one way when they're in their uniform working versus when they're off work, not wearing their uniform. You have to adopt a certain persona for certain kind of jobs, like a police officer, a lawyer, a doctor, a CEO of a business. You have a certain public image, a persona that you want people to see for various reasons. But this is not necessarily reflective of how that person is when they're outside of work. Only their close circle of friends and family know who that real person is. I say this because when you think of Donald Trump, ask yourself, do you really know Trump? Are you thinking of Trump the person or Trump the persona that he's playing? Because these are two different things. You don't know the real Donald Trump. You only know the public persona that he's playing. Now, let me be clear. I'm not trying to excuse anything that he said that's offensive to people. However, when Trump does say cringy, outrageous things, I take it with a grain of salt because I get it. I realize what he's doing. He's playing a caricature of himself, an exaggerated version of himself, very similar to the Mr. McMahon character. Now, he's never going to openly admit this because if he did, it would defeat the point of what he's trying to do. That's just my opinion. What do you all think?